Tonight on Cronkite News, find out how the Phoenix Mercury are moving on after firing their coach over the weekend.
Plus, fire restrictions issued up north. What effect could this have on your July 4th plans?
And later, if you've ever lost something important while on the Salt River, there may be hope of finding it. Meet the group of friends who fish these items out of the water and return them to their rightful owner. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Erin Patterson.
And I'm Shai Gara. Thank you for joining us.
The Phoenix Mercury are back in action tonight as they host the Dallas Wings at the Footprint Center.
It's their first game since firing head coach Vanessa Nygaard. Adrian Carbajal joins us from Footprint Center now with more on how the Mercury are moving forward.
A mid-season shakeup isn't exactly what the Mercury had in mind going into the season, but their struggles on the court have left general manager Jim Pittman with few other options.
Look, first of all, I'd like to thank Vanessa for all of the things that she did for our organization. She managed through a lot of adversity over the last year and a half, but at the end of the day, professional sports is a results-oriented business, and we're 2-10.
And amid this 2-10 start, Pittman promoted assistant Nikki Blue to take over. Blue has multiple ties to the Valley after coaching at both ASU and GCU and is grateful for the overwhelming support.
I've gotten an immense amount of love from text messages to calls to people calling to support, people just saying, you know, you're ready, you were born for this.
With assistant coach Nikki Blue taking the reins as interim head coach, the Mercury will look to get back to their winning ways, and they'll have plenty of time to do so as they only sit 2 games back of the 8th seed, and the halfway mark of the season is just on the horizon.
Yeah, we are in a tough position. We're pretty banged up. We have a couple different circumstances going on. But what it's going to take is just going to take patience. And I think that we're going to have a renewed sense of urgency, a renewed sense of just playing out there. Like our team is very excited, and I'm excited to coach it.
Blue isn't the only one excited about the changes. Star center Brittany Griner is optimistic that this is the change that the team needs to turn things around.
We got Nikki now, and I think, you know, from today, what we did, you know, it's going to be good. You know, sometimes you just got to shake things up a little bit. I believe in everybody that's on this team and in that locker room, and I know that we can play better, and we will.
All eyes will certainly be on Blue, but only time will tell if she's the missing piece the Mercury have been searching for. In Phoenix, Adrian Carbajal, Cronkite News. Be a step in the right direction for the Mercury. They'll also have their home fans as they'll be playing the next 2 games here at the Footprint Center. In Phoenix, Adrian Carbajal, Cronkite News.
We've all seen what can happen in this world, and when you play the let's wait and see game, you're really playing with fire. You're playing with people's lives. So I'm glad that they finally got it together and you know, are going to allow us to do this. It's just a shame that it took so damn long, honestly.
That was Brittany Griner yesterday speaking out for the first time about the WNBA's travel policy. Griner was harassed at a Dallas airport 2 weeks ago. The league and the Mercury have since reached an undisclosed agreement regarding new travel arrangements for the team.
On a lighter note, Griner will represent Phoenix at the All-Star Game in Las Vegas later this month. Griner was just selected to her 9th All-Star game. Last season during the WNBA All-Star break, Griner was in the middle of her 10-month detainment in Russia, but was voted in as an honorary member. This year, she jokingly said she's hoping for a better performance.
I didn't even think I was going to be in this seat, you know, like a while ago. But like I said, just honored to be at All-Star and go down to Vegas and make it a good one. Hope I have better stats than I did last year because, I think I had zeros across the board. Damn, I thought that one was going to land a little bit better. There we go. Thank you.
If you plan to go up north this weekend, listen up.
The U.S. Forest Service is enforcing fire restrictions starting on Thursday. Fires, campfires, charcoal, coal, and wood stoves are all prohibited, except in designated recreation areas. These rules are in place to help prevent human-caused fires during times with potentially dangerous conditions. And remember, as 4th of July approaches, fireworks are not allowed on any national forest in state properties.
There's also concern about wildfires closer to home.
And the National Weather Service issued a red flag warning for parts of Maricopa County. Enrique Rupert tells us how long it will be in effect.
The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning over the entire northeastern part of Arizona. This includes parts of Phoenix, but mostly the northeastern part of Maricopa County. This will last for about 30 minutes or more tonight, but will restart again tomorrow from 11 a.m. and go straight until 8 p.m. It is key to stay updated with the National Weather Service alerts and be ready to be evacuated if it ever reaches to that. As for our heat index, today felt like 112 degrees. Tomorrow, it feels like 107. It cools off a bit later on this week as well, and I'll have more for you later on in the full forecast.
Blood donation centers need your help. The weeks surrounding the 4th of July are traditionally the lowest for blood donations.
Supply levels in the area are very low, and Vitalant is asking you to donate if you are able.
Type O is in the greatest demand as it can easily be substituted in times of emergency. Your donation will help hospitals in Maricopa County and statewide. The center is hosting the Saving Arizona Blood Drive this Sunday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Tempe Center for the Arts.
Today is National HIV Testing Day. Locally, Spectrum Medical and Walgreens teamed up to offer free HIV testing.
Ariana Ariza explains how it's an opportunity for people to know their health status and provide resources to prevent or treat HIV.
Spectrum Medical is among the leading providers for HIV treatment and care in Arizona. One goal of the free testing program is to make HIV testing less taboo in order to help eradicate the disease.
Questions I do ask are not meant to judge you or make you feel.
Edward Castro says he gets tested for HIV every 6 months.
I don't consider myself very sexually active, but you never know. I mean, HIV can creep up on you, no matter if it was 2 years ago, 1 year ago.
He's taking advantage of the free test given on National HIV Testing Day.
I always like to make sure that I keep myself healthy and I get tested because it can pop up at any time.
Victor E. Avila is the Director of Community Relations at Spectrum Medical, and he says it's especially important for people who are sexually active or using needles to get tested.
Maricopa County, it's really important to make sure we prevent any new infections and get them into care immediately.
According to 2020 data from AIDS VU, over 12,000 people were living with HIV in Phoenix. The data also revealed that in this specific 85012 zip code, every 2,500 of 100,000 people were living with HIV. Spectrum Medical says this event is very much needed for this community.
Unfortunately, there's high incidence of a new HIV diagnosis, so we're focusing all our efforts on specific areas where the incidence is high.
Experts say they saw new infections rise during COVID.
Because people couldn't get access to regular testing, they couldn't sometimes get access to their medication for whatever reason.
Avila says the stigma around HIV is changing.
If you are HIV positive, things have changed so much that it's not something that's scary. This is a manageable condition now that is treatable.
Spectrum Medical offers medical care for patients who are HIV positive. The CDC recommends that everyone between the ages of 13 and 64 get tested for HIV at least once as part of the routine health care. They also recommend people with certain risk factors get tested once a year. In the newsroom, Ariana Ariza, Cronkite News.
Coming up next, when a trip down the river ends upside down.
River goers turn to a specialized team of volunteers to rescue their treasures from murky depths.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
this is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news.
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
And entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Welcome to the State Press, ASU's student-run news organization that covers everything ASU. As one of the longest-standing student-run newsrooms in the country, the State Press offers a glimpse into a real newsroom environment. The State Press has been cited by organizations such as CNN, The Washington Post, MSNBC, and many more. Students gain valuable experience in reporting, editing, photography, and even podcasting. The State Press is home to some of ASU's hardest-working and most dedicated students, so feel free to join.
This is CN to Go. I'm Emily Olson with your Wednesday news briefing.
Do you want to create innovative content for Cronkite News? Do you enjoy listening to podcasts? Then CN to Go is for you. Cronkite News to Go is a podcast where students cover the latest headlines. Students become audio producers and hosts and will learn how to write, record, and edit stories. You can listen to the latest episodes on these platforms.
Welcome. How utterly charming. Are you ready to get it going? How does an English fan come to be Italian Riviera?
A fresh start.
Can I trust you? Are you ready for the show? You can't be afraid to show them what you've got, what you want.
Are we having a party?
Of course, the more the merrier.
I love this place. It's my home now. Trouble in paradise. I can't do it on my own.
This is revenge.
There are consequences.
Be careful. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Oh. You look like you need rescuing.
Tell me all.
What is it that you want? I just want to let go. I choose how I live.
There is the passion that I've been looking for.
The Lower Salt River is one of the most popular recreation areas for the Phoenix area. On any given week, thousands of paddlers, kayakers, and tubers hit the water to escape the Arizona heat.
But it's not all of them that stay on top of their boards or boats. And when they end up in the water, so do their phones, wallets, and garbage. Andrew Lind hit the river this weekend to team up with a crew hunting for lost treasures and trash.
Connie Wickstrom has turned a lifelong passion of diving into something bigger.
We are really looking to clean up underwater, but it is a fun byproduct when you find some treasure down there and you're able to return it to the owners.
Meet the Salty Scuba Chick and the rest of the Salty Scuba Squad, who've been combing through the Lower Salt River day after day and week after week, returning lost items to rivergoers while keeping Arizona's water clean.
If we can make this a hobby plus a business where we can, help pay back to people and also get our scuba tanks filled for free, that would be amazing.
While this looks like fun, and Connie and Kurt will tell you it's not their full-time gig. Connie works as a nurse and Kurt as a software engineer, but when they aren't in the office, they're out here working for free. But it's not as easy as it looks.
Getting on the river and getting off the river, you are hauling 50 pounds of scuba gear and your board. We hope that people will take some of that effort off of our hands by bringing their trash out with them.
The Salty Scuba Squad isn't just about the divers under the surface either.
We can't carry everything, so we have maybe 3 divers in the water, but 6 or 10 people on the surface helping us out.
No matter the effort nor the manpower this whole crew endures, it's just about giving back to the community that makes this whole thing worth it.
We find phones and we return them to their owners. The joy in their face, and then you get that joy of I provided that for someone, by my activity and what I love doing.
Floating down the Salt River, Andrew Lind, Cronkite News.
And this might be a good week to get out on the river. We've had a pretty warm start.
And it looks like it's only going to get warmer. Enrique Rupert joins us now with what we can expect.
So it's going to be 101 degrees at 8 p.m. tonight, but it'll drop 7 degrees to 94 at 10 p.m. As we approach the peak of summer, there's not going to be a significant drop in temperature at night. And as we move into our futurecast, over the next 5 days, there's not going to be much activity over Arizona. The occasional cloud cover here or there, but your commute from and to work is going to be mostly clear skies. As for low temperatures, Phoenix is going to see 77 degrees tomorrow. The Grand Canyon and Flagstaff are going to see 38 and 41 respectively. It's a bit chilly still up in the north, so it is advised to have a jacket on hand just in case. As for high temperatures, most of the southern part of Arizona is going to be in triple digits, with Phoenix is going to see 108, while Casa Grande and Tucson is going to see 107. The clear skies does not help us, as it's still going to be extremely hot. And moving into our 8-day forecast, it's going to be 108 degrees tomorrow, 107 on Thursday, 109 on Friday. And as we move into the July 4th weekend, It's going to be 113 degrees on Saturday and Sunday, while Monday and Tuesday sees 112. So if you're hanging by the pool with friends or family this weekend, it's important to stay safe by wearing sunscreen and staying hydrated. It's important to protect yourself from the harmful UV rays. From the Weather Center here at Cronkite News, I'm Enrique Rupert.
The wind is also causing problems over in Colorado, fueling a fire that's ballooned to some 3,000 acres. The fire is burning near the town of Parachute, which is west of Aspen. You're looking at a time-lapse video of the giant clouds of smoke. The fire started over the weekend and spread quickly. This part of the state has seen very little rain over the last few months.
And the National Weather Service in Chicago issued an air quality alert this morning because of a layer of haze over the city. All the haze is actually smoke coming down from several wildfires burning in Canada. And as you can see, smoke has completely blanketed the Windy City's famous skyline. The National Weather Service urges people with breathing problems to limit their time outside.
Coming up next, hear from local college basketball coaches.
And what they look for in players when they are out on the recruiting trail. Next.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
This is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news,
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
and entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
General Manager of Arizona PBS. We've got so much going on here at the station. I'm Catherine Anaya.
I'm Alberto Rios. I'm Chef Mark Tarbell. I'm Ted Simons.
We want everyone to know that their Arizona connection starts right here at Arizona PBS.
For over the past 60 years, Arizona PBS has told incredible stories of Arizona's distinctive people.
We got to start being more vulnerable with each other.
What I love most about being a Latina woman is the passion and drive that I feel.
Beautiful landscapes and treasured history.
We're doing something that benefits the community.
Good evening and welcome to Horizonte.
Welcome to Check Please, Arizona.
Welcome to the U.S. Senate debate.
The recipient of the Emmy is
Arizona PBS.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, the Phoenix Mercury cut ties with Vanessa Nygaard and named assistant coach Nikki Blue to take over the team.
In a profile we did last fall on Blue, we found out the new interim head coach is popular with players. Reporter Ian Sachs tells us she may be the right person to turn things around.
Nikki Blue first came to the Valley as an assistant at GCU. From there, she joined Charlie Turner Thorne's staff at Arizona State. After 3 seasons in Tempe, the WNBA and the Mercury came calling.
College coaching really prepared me for what there was to come at this pro level. So it's been great, and just to be around all the great players, Hall of Famers, Olympians. It's just been a dream come true.
Blue put together a decorated playing career of her own. She played 5 seasons in the WNBA and was a first-team All-Pac-10 honoree all 4 years at UCLA. The standout guard brings a level of expertise to the court each day.
She knows the game. She has a presence about her. She knows how to teach the game in a way where you can understand it and implement it in the game.
She just has such grace and such a great tempo and poise when she coaches. The thing that I admire about Nikki the most is how she just takes everything in stride and stays positive and wants to keep kind of learning and growing.
Nikki Blue's story stretches far beyond the basketball court. When her cousin died in 2010 with 3 small children at home, Blue stepped right in and helped to raise them, in addition to the daughter that she would give birth to. With all 4 of these kids, she finds a time to balance everything in a 24-hour day.
There's enough love to go around now. I never like to say that there's any balance, because there's not a balance. You just do what you have to do at that particular moment. The kids need me, I'm with the kids. If I have to work, then I'm working.
Whatever is next in Blue's career, she will have her family by her side. In Phoenix, Ian Sachs, Cronkite News.
And right now, the next step in Blue's career journey has put her at the helm of the Phoenix Mercury as head coach for the rest of the season. We'll see how it plays out.
And sticking with basketball, the Section 7 boys tournament wrapped up over the weekend as college scouts were on hand to check out the talent. Crystal Stone joins us in the newsroom with more on the recruiting showcase.
That's right, Aaron. It's one of the hottest high school recruiting events in the country. And of course, since it took place right here in their backyard, Bobby Hurley and Tommy Lloyd were on hand. But the recruiting world is changing, and they say it's forcing them to think outside of the box.
I'm not trying to build the number 1 recruiting class in the country. I'm trying to build the number 1 team in the country.
For Arizona head coach Tommy Lloyd, Section 7 allows him to put fresh eyes on some of the nation's best talent.
I'm watching these high school kids and trying to figure out which ones I think will be a great fit in our program. And then you have to figure out which ones you can actually get, because those are 2 different things a lot of times.
But these days, college coaches can't just rely on recruiting the top high school players. Incoming classes are now a mix of 5-star recruits, international prospects, and transfers.
It's a different world that we're in right now.
ASU head coach Bobby Hurley says he has to prepare for the transfer portal as soon as the season ends.
It was literally 3 days after we lost in Denver. I was, sitting in the office with every player, seeing where they stood with everything and getting their thoughts on what their future looks like, within our program.
And now with the NIL, coaches have another element to factor into the ever-evolving recruiting landscape.
I think it's easy to sit back and complain, and anytime, changes happen and maybe it makes your job a little bit more difficult or a little bit more complicated. I mean, you can be bitter about that, but I don't think that's the right attitude. I think the right attitude is, this is good stuff. We just got to get more comfortable with it and get through it.
Lloyd is obviously trying to look on the bright side. He's had to replace 4 starters on his roster, and Hurley lost 5 guards this offseason, including Desmond Cambridge Jr., who will be joining the Toronto Raptors for Summer League. From the newsroom, Crystal Stone, Cronkite News.
Coming up after the break, what would it be like to live on Mars?
A group of volunteers is giving up a year of their life to find out. We'll have more on NASA's latest human experiment after the break.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
This is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news,
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue,
and entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Welcome to the State Press, ASU's student-run news organization that covers everything ASU. As one of the longest-standing student-run newsrooms in the country, the State Press offers a glimpse into a real newsroom environment. The State Press has been cited by organizations such as CNN, The Washington Post, MSNBC, and many more. Students gain valuable experience in reporting, editing, photography, and even podcasting. The State Press is home to some of ASU's hardest-working and most dedicated students, so feel free to join.
This is CN to Go. I'm Emily Olson with your Wednesday news briefing.
Do you want to create innovative content for Cronkite News? Do you enjoy listening to podcasts? Then CN to Go is for you. Cronkite News to Go is a podcast where students cover the latest headlines. Students become audio producers and hosts and will learn how to write, record, and edit stories. You can listen to the latest episodes on these platforms.
Welcome. How utterly charming.
Are you ready to get it going?
How does an English fan come to the Italian Riviera?
A fresh start.
Can I trust you?
Are you ready for the show?
You can't be afraid to show them what you've got or what you want.
Are we having a party?
Of course, the more the merrier.
I love this place. It's my home now. Trouble in paradise. I can't do it on my own.
This is revenge.
There are consequences.
Be careful.
Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Oh.
You look like you need rescuing.
Don't we all?
What is it that you want? I just want to let go. I choose how I live.
There is the passion that I've been looking for.
NASA has selected 4 people to live in a Mars simulation for an entire year.
An entire year. The volunteers entered the habitat on Monday at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, and they'll be living in a 3D printed space made to look like Mars. Some of the activities they'll be taking part in over the next year include simulated spacewalks and growing crops. The one thing the simulation can't recreate, though, the gravity on Mars, which is about 38% of what it is on Earth.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight, and thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.